Hi. So, as you can see, I'm on the edge of doing these. I think if I tilt it like this, you can see I did diagonal lines where the bees are. And now I'm working on the sunflowers. I had already done the ditches. I stitched in a ditch along all these lines. And I also did the border. So my last part is the flowers on this section, and I can turn my camera down. Let's see here, so you can see what I'm working on. So what I'm doing is going over going around each of the little sunflowers. Now I'm not on the big flowers. I went the whole way in, say to the brown part. So I went the whole way in on each of the little petals, in and out. And on this one, since the flowers are smaller, if you can see, I did this one already. I only did the outer edges. So I stopped where the two leaves join, and I just went that far in. So I didn't go the whole way in on these, but I went around the brown centers also. So that's what I'm doing here. I just thought I'd show you a little bit of what I had already done. I got most of the centers done. These ones I did the whole petal. I went in and went clear into the brown. So like that. And then I went around these, each of these little borders. I took and stitched around all those. I stitched the lettering, the words. So I stitched around each of these. I just went down through the center of these. So I didn't go along each side. Then I did the bees. If you can see how I did those. And yeah, the leaves. I did up the center of each of the leaves, or each of the stems, and then I did around each leaf. And then I did this little vein that goes through each of the larger leaves. So it's, more detail than some would do. But like on the bee, I did around each of these. I did the antennas. I did each stripe down each side of the stripe, and then around the bee. And then I did the bubbles. I just stitched down the center, if you can see it. So, you do as much as you like. I did an X in the big checkered square. And on these, I didn't do any stitching yet. I might go every 2 to 3 inches here and just draw a straight line so that there's more stitching there. I guess I did do that here already. I got one of them done. So that's what I did. I took a ruler and measured it. I think it's every 3 inches. So actually I did. So when I take breaks, then I forget what I did here. Then I have to remeasure it. Okay. So that one is 3.5 inches. Then I went and did 6 inches here, 6 inches here, and then that one's 3.5. So you can do it any way you want. You can do it every 3 inches, make them all even, or spread them out and, do different distances. But that's how I did it. So, okay, right now it's been a while since I made a video. I think it's been a few weeks. Things have been crazy. Just lot going on. So the last time I did a video, I showed you that quilt that I was finishing for a friend that her grandmother started years ago, and she took the backing off, and I put a couple borders on it, and then I put a backing on it, put batting and backing on it, and I started quilting it on my quilting frames upstairs. So I haven't been working on it. I've been trying to get this finished because I started this first. But I usually, I have two projects going at the same time because, you know, they asked me to fix it for them, and I thought, well, you know, I got the material, so I'm just going to get it ready, put it in a frame, and then it'll be done, ready to start quilting when I finish this one. But, you know, sometimes one quilt at a time is enough. You don't need two quilts going, but sometimes I end up doing that because something will happen that something will come up like, oh, somebody's having a baby. So I want to make that first and get that done because I usually have it ready for the baby shower or when the baby's born. So if the other projects can wait that I might have had started, then I'll put them aside and start something else and try to get it done first. But it is a lot just to have one done, one going on. So here you can see I'm going around each little petal, not the whole way into the brown, but it's going to make it stand out at least. So this is the end of August. Summer is almost over, which is sad. It's been a very hot summer. So we're having like 70-degree weather right now, which is nice. I'm rather enjoying it. I don't really like the very hot weather in the 80s, but it is what it is. Okay, so now then I will go around the green leaf up here, and as you can see, it sticks out a little bit further than the petals. So I go around it, and what I do is when I get over here to this side, I will anchor it down with another stitch, and then I'll just slide it between the fabric, and then I'll start over here on this other petal. It can be a little tricky going around these little petals one at a time. You have to, sometimes all you get done doing is turning your quilting hoop. So they go pretty fast. I'm just gonna quilt those because they're touching the edge. Just straight line quilt right there. I just do one stitch at a time at times because we're in the border area, so there's more material there, so it's hard to take 2 or 3 stitches at one time. I used to be able to do 5 and 6, 7, 8 stitches at a time, but I've been quilting so long that my thumb will hurt if I try to take too many stitches, it just pulls on my thumb more. So I don't do as many as I used to. So this one's done. And I'm going to move on to the next one. But I'll show it to you closer, I guess, if you can see it. There's one that I already did. These ones are not done, so you can tell the difference. And you can tell that I quilted the centers already. I went around each of the centers, and now I'm trying to do the petals. And if you wanted to get really intricate, like there's a lot of design in this one, you could go around each of these little dotted things to the flower and to go around each bee, but I haven't really been doing that much. I just have been doing each of the flowers. So, and then I'll do the ones on the edge too. These little bits I will also quilt. So, and then, you know, I go around each of the border areas, stitching in the ditch. So, and that way the trim pieces stand out a little bit more too. All right, so I'm going to stop my video here, and I will talk to you guys next time. And who knows, I could be done with this quilt by then. I don't know. I probably won't be. But I might be working on the other quilt just because. Okay. Well, I'll talk to you guys later, and you guys keep quilting and have fun doing it. All right, bye.